Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you the proper way to approach a turn in a car. In this video, I'll be going over the basics of properly approaching and tackling a turn, whether it's a right-hand turn or a left-hand turn. All right, let's get right to it. The first thing that I want to outline is where my hands are, and that's part of the approach. Where am I keeping my hands as I'm about to turn? So let's go ahead, let's put the car in drive, let's move forward, and we will approach a few turns over here. So I'm driving, and as I'm approaching a turn up ahead, with regards to my hands and my hand positioning, I'm basically keeping two hands on the wheel, and I'm keeping them at roughly the 10 and 2 position, and that's how I approach this turn. So I'm going to be going through the curve in the road left over here. It's not a full turn, it's just a curve in the road. My hands stay at 10 and 2. I'm using hand over hand steering, and I'm taking this turn in the road just like that. Let's approach this turn right here. Hands are at 10 and 2, and I'm taking this turn in the road just like that. Very simple. Now, the second factor with regards to approaching a turn in a car is where you're positioning your car on the road. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Now, you want to basically stay almost in the center of your driving lane. So right now, I'm on a side street. There's no line in the middle of the road, but I do have basically a driving lane. There's a squirrel right there. I didn't want to injure the squirrel, and there was no one behind me, so I braked. Anyways, basically the squirrel's okay. I see it in my rearview mirror. It just went to the other side of the road. Anyways, you basically want to stay in roughly the center of your driving lane. So right now, I'm basically in my driving lane on this road right here. And as I approach this stop sign, I want to take the turn by being in roughly the center of my driving lane. So as you can see, I'm basically in the center of my driving lane, and I'm going to make this left-hand turn. That's how to approach the turn with regards to where I am positioning myself in the lane itself. Now, the reason that you don't want to stay too far to the right or too far to the left is because you will be at a risk of having to understeer or oversteer. You will be at a risk of even clipping the curb or hitting the curb. So check this out. I'm going to make a left-hand turn, and I'm going to stay so far to the right. Okay, so I'm really far to the right in this lane, and I'm going to make a left-hand turn. So what I have to do now is I actually have to make a fairly sharp turn with the wheel to make this left-hand turn properly, because I was really far to the right. Because I didn't have the proper positioning, I had to make a really sharp turn with the wheel. Now I'm going to approach this turn right here, and I'm going to stay really close to the right, close to the curb. And as you can see, I have to drive into the intersection before I turn. Then I have to turn the wheel really sharply to make it work. Now, with that being said, if you stay too far to the right or too far to the left, you're going to have to adjust your steering to make up for that. It's very simple. So what you want to do is you want to position yourself basically in the center of your driving lane, okay? Not in the center of the road. I'm not going to be in the center of this side street itself. You want to be in the center of your driving lane. If you have lines on the road, then obviously your lane is just set for you. You want to be in the center of it. But if you don't have lines on the road, then you have to imagine that there are lines. So right now, I have to imagine that there are lines on the road. And this, I would be driving on the right side of the road. Now, there are specific circumstances in which you should stay a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left of within your lane. When you're turning right or left, and those would be turns that are very sharp or not so sharp at all. Like, they're the oddball turns, and these, you don't encounter them often, but you do encounter them from time to time. So make sure that if you see a turn that's overly sharp or not sharp at all, that you make up for it by staying either a little bit to the right of the center of your lane or a little bit to the left of the center of your lane. And that's basically it. Whenever you approach a turn, the proper way is to approach it with your hands at the 10 and 2 positioning. And then you want to be a little bit to the right. You want to be in the center of your driving lane, just like I am right now as I make this turn. I'm in the center of my driving lane. Unless you're encountering a weird one-off type of turn in which you would stick a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left. And that's basically it. In this video, I've shown you the proper way to approach turns while driving. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.